Welcome back. Let's do another IFR written exam question together. So you arrive over a 15 DME fix on a heading of 350 degrees. Which holding pattern correctly complies with the ATC clearance below, and what is the recommended entry procedure? The ATC clearance is hold west on the 15 DME fix on the 268 radial of the ABC Vortac, 5 mile legs, left turns. Cool, so let's first highlight pertinent information to answer this question. All right, so I believe the information that's going to be most important to answer this question is going to have to do with your heading. You're going to enter the fix at a heading of 350, so you're going to be traveling north. We're going to hold west of the fix, so we're going to want to make sure that the holding pattern's to the west of the fix on the figure. We should be on an inbound leg on the 268 radial, so that's a westward heading, and we're going to make left turns. So just to review, before we even look at the figure, we know we're heading north, and then we're going to enter a westward heading towards the radial for the fix. So let's look at the figure 116. All right, so here we have the figure. We can see we're choosing between 1 and 2 as part of the question. So the first things I want to look for is to see if these are left turns or right turns. These are both left turns, so we can't eliminate either option from that standpoint quite yet. Also, both of these are left or to the west of the fix shown here, so we can't eliminate either on that standpoint yet. Okay, so how about for the 268 radial? Let's see which one of these answers we can eliminate based on that. So for figure 1 and 2, looks like we're on the 268 radial. It's pretty much 270, but we know that holding patterns are based on the inbound leg for the fix. Okay, so now I've labeled the 268 radial either inbound or outbound based on the figure. So you can see here the radial 268 is going to be the radial that's shown on the figure, and you can see when we're on the actual radial for this one, we're going to be flying outbound as this little arrow shows, and then in this case we would be flying the 268 inbound. So from that we can eliminate any of the answers that has figure 1, so I'll draw a big box over that right now. So we've eliminated any of the choices, including figure part 1. So we're looking at any of the choices that has 2. So now let's figure out our holding pattern entry. So we have here our holding pattern. See, the arrows are the same direction as the one below, making left turns. Our fix is going to be over here by this gray triangle. We're going to hold left of it, so the pattern should look like this. Now we know we're on the 268 radial, so let's draw that. So we can see here the reciprocal of 268, which will be going this way to the west, is 088 radial, which we've shown here drawn to the east. Now if we go back 70 degrees into the holding pattern, we can trisect our pattern into the 3 portions that designate what entry we're supposed to use. So we can see if we add 70 degrees, we're going to get a heading of 158, which is going to be pointing southeast, and that should divide up our pattern into our 3 sectors. We can now see here we have our area where we'll enter a parallel pattern, teardrop pattern, or direct pattern. And if we look back to the question, it said we were going to enter the fix on a heading of 350. So that's going to be a northward heading. So if we're on a 350 heading, that should put us in this sector. And if we wanted to be safe, we could think about the reciprocal of 350, which is 170. 170 is to the west of 158. So this should be a direct pattern entry. Let's see. Yeah. Answer B. This is going to be number 2 on the figure, and it's going to be a direct pattern entry.